Mr. Dupont.
Please don't call me Mr. Dupont anymore. Call me Eagle or Golden Eagle. Or my friends call me John, or you can call me Coke.
Matt, wake up. You're having a bad Steve Carell dream. You're not really Steve Carell.
Whoa.
Alright, so Matt and I took a trip about 30 minutes away to go watch this movie, Foxcatcher, and it was worth the price of admission for sure. I mean, we got to see some great acting from Steve Carell and Channing Tatum, and don't forget Mark Ruffalo. And we also got to see a fantastic movie that really takes us on a roller coaster. Even though it's kind of a dry and subtle movie, the ending pays off. Let me just preface that.
It's a film. If those of you who don't know, it's a true story based on a book by Channing Tatum's character in real life. Not Channing Tatum, but Channing Tatum's character in real life. And he was an Olympic gold medal winning wrestler. And so it's him and his brother's story, them trying in the 1988 Olympics. And they are trying to go for the gold, you know, like all great Olympic stories. And it starts out and you think, okay, it's going to be a regular sports movie. You think, oh, it's just setting it up like a regular sports movie. Well, there are a lot of tonal shifts in this movie. It goes from a sports movie to a familial drama with the brother character to another familial drama with John Dupont, played by Steve Carell, who is absolutely excellent in this role. Both Channing Tatum, Steve Carell, and Mark Ruffalo are absolutely killing it the entire time they're on screen. And so basically what happens is John Dupont says, look, talking to Mark Schultz, he says, look, I want you to come train with me on Foxcatcher Ranch. He belongs to the Dupont family, which is a dynasty of America, one of the richest families in America. And he says, I want you to be a national hero. I want you to prove that America's #1 in the Olympics, and I will pay you money to do it. And then from there you think, oh, this is a pretty sweet deal. You know, like most disasters, you think, oh, it can't be that bad if he's willing to pay. But it gets pretty bad.
I mean, it starts off, everything seems to be layered with good intentions, and then they start peeling back the layers, and layer by layer, you kind of see how deep this sadistic masochist of an egomaniac, to throw a bunch of slew of words together. I mean,
those are big words.
There's so many layers to this movie. I think that's what's really great about it. Nothing is what it seems, and not in the kind of like metaphysical, kind of trying to freak you out way, a very real way that we deal with people. Now, do we deal with people like John Dupont? I sure hope not. I sure hope not, but on some level we can relate to that. But I think this is a roller coaster of a movie, even though surface level it's very dry. It's dry at times. That's one of the things that it almost lulls you to sleep at times, but then it brings you right back in when you discover a new layer, and you're like, what's going on? What's this? Another tonal shift happened just there. And I think that's one of the great things about this film, is that you can watch it. And I think, I have only watched this once, but I think each subsequent time I'm going to get a little more out of this film. Just already knowing what it was like the first time, I can already tell you my mindset going into it the second time is going to be totally different. Because going into it, it was a blank slate. I thought it was going to be a sports movie. I thought this is Channing Tatum being serious. I thought that's what it was.
Go in with a blank slate.
Yes, that's the best way to go in.
The number one thing that if you take anything from this review, go in with a blank slate, because the ending, if you don't know anything about the story, don't look it up. It will blow your mind. It was an awesome ending, and like you were saying, Channing Tatum, right? Like, we haven't seen Channing Tatum this good in a movie. We haven't seen Steve Carell this good. They're very good performances, and you know, it like it does. You said it does. It lulls you to sleep sometimes. There are dead points in the movie. It's kind of it's not a boring movie. It's just not everyone's cup of tea. It's a little like, I had the same problem with Selma. It was a good movie, but you know, for the average person, you know, will it be worth it?
I almost think Selma is more middle of the road than this movie. I think that an average moviegoer could go into Selma and see that. I don't know if the average moviegoer, it's a tough movie to swallow. And I think one of the things is it sets you up for being truly shocked. I think that's how it succeeds, is that it purposely almost lulls you into the sense of security and rips the carpet right out from underneath you time and time again. And I mean, I can't count the number of times that I thought, okay, I finally figured out what this is, and then they just shattered that entire, there was a glass smear and then they shattered it, and I found out that everything I knew was a lie. We don't exist. Life is meaningless. No. But I mean, it's truly a gem. I would recommend watching it. Matt, what do you say to that?
That's the $10 million and $6 question. It was a good movie. I will not disagree with that. It was a good movie. Was it a great movie? Was it worthy? You know, everyone was thinking that this was probably a dark horse for the Best Picture Oscar. You know, Steve Carell was nominated, Mark Ruffalo was nominated, and those two deserved to be nominated. But was it the best movie of this year? No. Was it the best biopic of this year? No. But it was a fantastic movie, and for the performances alone, and you and me talked about this earlier, it was the wrestling scenes and the actual like kind of action.
Yeah.
They're not really action scenes, but they're just the choreographed wrestling. Those were really fun and really interesting to watch, and it was cool to see these different characters progress through the story and basically them warm up or, you know, not care about the other ones later on in the story. So would I recommend going to see it? I would say yes. Go and see it. Go blank slate. It has to be a blank slate. If you know anything about this story, I think it won't be as impactful. So guys, what do you think of Foxcatcher? Have you seen it yet? Do you think Steve Carell deserves Best Actor? Do you think Mark Ruffalo deserves Best Supporting Actor? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe for more great content.